Hi, I'm Rinda Hall with Family Tree Counseling Associates located in Carmel, Indiana. The topic of my video today is about forgiveness and letting go. We've all been hurt by somebody in our life at one time or another. We were treated badly, our trust was broken, our hearts were shredded, or our guts were ripped right out of our stomach and handed to us on a silver platter. Although this pain is normal, sometimes it lingers on for too long, and we have a hard time letting go of it. This causes problems. It not only causes us to be unhappy, but it can strain or ruin our other relationships, distract us from work, and other important things. It makes us reluctant to open up to new things and other people. We get trapped in a cycle of anger and hurt and miss out on the beauty of things around us as it happens. We need to learn to let go. We need to be able to forgive and move on and be happy. This is something that I had to learn in my own life the hard way. After being in a relationship that in the beginning looked like it was going to be a forever thing ended. Don't get me wrong, the termination of that relationship was necessary for growth, I believe, on both of our parts. It was how and the aftermath of the breakup that placed a lot of bitterness in my heart towards him. On the one hand, I had sought out and wanted a reconciliation, but on the other, I didn't want to continue with the status quo and needed things to change in order to stay in that relationship. I realized soon that it wasn't going to happen, at least it didn't look that way to me. And the relationship came to a final end. What I had to realize was the actual gifts that were presented to me in that relationship. I needed to focus on the positive and quit dwelling on the negative. Honestly, the gifts that were given to me were instrumental in me becoming the person that I am today. Without the struggles, the hurt, and the emotional pain, I wouldn't have reclaimed my voice. I wouldn't have learned to trust my instincts. I wouldn't have learned what it is to be truly self-sufficient or be comfortable with my aloneness or even go after some of my dreams. For these, I'm truly grateful to him. Forgiveness can change your life. It's not easy, but you can learn to do it. So if you're holding on to pain and reliving it and can't let go and forgive, listen on for some things that I've done in my own life. The first thing is to commit to letting go. You aren't going to do it in a second, or maybe not even a day, but because it takes time to get over something. So commit to change, because you recognize the pain and it's hurting you. 2, think about the pros and cons. What problems does this pain cause you? Does it stop you from pursuing your dreams or becoming a better person? Does it cause you unhappiness? Does it affect your work, your other relationships? Think of all these problems and realize you need to change. Then think of the benefit of forgiveness. How will it make you happier, free you from the past and the pain, improve things with your relationships and your life in general? 3, realize that you do have a choice. You cannot control the actions of others, and nor should you try. But you can control not only your actions, but your thoughts. You can stop reliving the hurt and can choose to move on. You have this power. You just need to learn how to exercise it. 4, stop being the victim and blaming others. Being the victim feels really good. It's like being on the winning team of you against the world. But guess what? The world largely doesn't care, and so you need to get over yourself. Yes, you are special. Yes, your feelings do matter. But don't confuse your feelings matter to your feelings override all else and nothing else matters. Your feelings are just part of this thing we call life, which are all interwoven and complex and messy. In every moment, you do have a choice. You can continue to feel bad about another person's actions, or you can start feeling good. You need to take responsibility for your own happiness and not put so much power into the hands of the other person. Why would you let the person who hurt you in the past have such power right here, right now? 5, understanding your part. Try to figure out how you could have been partially responsible for what happened. What could you have done to prevent it? And how can you prevent it from happening again? This isn't to say that you're taking all the blame or taking responsibility away from the other person. But realize that we're not victims. We're all participants in life. 6. Focus on the present. Now that you've reflected on the past, realize that the past is over. It isn't happening anymore, except in your mind. And that this causes problems, unhappiness, and stress. Instead, bring your focus back to the present moment. What are you doing now? What joy can you find in what's happening right now? Find the joy in life as it happens and stop reliving the past. You will inevitably start thinking about the past, but just acknowledge it and gently bring yourself back to the present moment. 7. Allow peace to enter your life. As you focus on the present, try focusing on your breathing. Imagine each breath going out is the pain of the past and being released from your body and mind. Imagine that each breath coming in is peace, entering you and filling you up. Release the pain and the past. Let peace into your life and go forward, thinking no longer of the past, but of peace in the present. 8. Feel compassion. Forgive the person and realize that in forgiveness, you're allowing yourself to be happy and to move on. Feel empathy for the person and wish happiness on them. Let love for them and life in general grow in your heart. I know that this is going to take time, but if you're stuck on this point, then do some of the other ones I mentioned earlier until you can get here. It's equally important to forgive yourself. Sometimes we may end up blaming ourselves for the situation or the hurt. While we indeed may have some part to play in the hurt, there's no reason you need to keep blaming yourself for it. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you erase the past or forget what happened. It doesn't even mean the other person will change their behavior. You can't control that. All it means is that you're letting go of the anger and the pain and moving on to a better place. So do yourself and everybody else a big favor. Let go of that pain and forgive. Do something different today and welcome happiness back into your life. Again, I'm Rinda Hall. Thanks for watching.